Hey guys, Mr. Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back with the Master League Atlético Madrid season. And in today's episode, we have 3 matches for you: 2 from the Champions League, so both legs against Pablo Weistin, and then the 1 match in the Liga BBVA. I don't particularly remember against who it might be, Deportivo. So yeah, we're going up against against another team who don't exist. Pablo Weistin don't exist at all. When you actually see their team, the players on their team, like the names, they don't exist at all. It is a bit ridiculous, to be honest. So yeah. So with that being said, as you sort of see a sweeping lineup of my team, the likes of Marquinhos played. For some reason I put Moya in goal. I think All Black was just like, yep, I'm done for the moment anyway. But when you go through the Pablo Weistin team, I generally don't. I see one face which I think is real, was the guy who just passed at the right hand side like 2 players ago, and I think everyone else is a fake face and a fake name and everything. So I mean, their kit looks pretty fake. So of course that's always an issue when you don't really want to face too many fake teams in the Champions League. But in this particular season, we've already faced 2. So yeah, but look at the Pablo Weistin team. I recognise none of those. Well, I recognise one of those players, but I think it's the guy with the real face, which is Matthijsen. Zuniga might be the same Zuniga who broke, what's his name? Who broke Neymar at the World Cup in 2014. But no one else I recognise. So yeah. But looking at the Atlético Madrid team, our team is relatively quite strong, like some Moya, Jimenez, Marquinhos, Juanfran, Gaia, Martinez, Schneiderlin, Koke, Griezmann, Torres, and Alessio Churchy. So a lot of our players are basically our strongest, more or less our strongest team. Like I said in the last match of the last episode, we rested quite a lot of players, like some Max Meyer and Bruma and Alsacer played. And for some reason I'm playing Fernando Torres in the Champions League when I really should probably be playing Alsacer, considering he's one of my best strikers in the actual, well, team. But in the 10th minute of the match here, Koke gets the ball to Fernando Torres. Torres does get an opportunity, and he actually pops in the back of the net as we just slander him. So always interesting to see. But Fernando Torres is one of those players who, like, he's never in form for like anything until the Champions League appears. When the minute the Champions League appears, he just goes red hot form. It's ridiculously weird. But in this particular match against Pablo Weistin, nothing really happened in the first half other than those 2 opportunities. As we see Schneiderlin get the ball back after some very good defending, and then Churchy gives the ball to literally no one. As the half-time result was 1-0 to us. We're not dominating, but we were sort of dominating. I mean, as you see there at the half-time, they had 2 shots, 0 on target. We had 5 shots, 2 on target. But in the 52nd minute of the match, they do get an opportunity, and Moya makes a pretty decent save. And then again, they get the same opportunity again with this Rafoiden guy. Like, I generally don't know how you pronounce his name. It's got C-R-J-O-F, it's Fadden. I'm just going to call him Fadden. So Fadden scores and basically makes it 1-1. And then Javi Martinez gets a shot win literally in the last 10 minutes of the match, and it doesn't really come to anything, but the keeper makes a pretty decent save. And from that, we end up drawing the game 1-1 away from home against Pablo Weistin, which isn't really that bad considering that we're away from home. We got a goal, and we got an away goal, but we really probably should have beat them considering, you know, that they're a completely fake team. I was right, I knew it was Deportivo La Coruña. But we go up against Deportivo in this match in the La Liga. And I knew that we were basically we ended up playing our strongest team again, because it came to the point where we sort of know that basically we're not probably going to win the league, but we could potentially win the Champions League, and we could potentially win the Copa del Rey. I mean, we've not been beaten by Real Madrid this season, so we've only played them once, but we haven't been beaten by them, so we could maybe beat them in the semi-final and get to the final. I mean, we're unbeaten against Barcelona, so some sort of interesting stuff there to sort of take in. Be honest, we could potentially win Copa del Rey in the Champions League. That would be quite nice, but who knows? So, well, the future knows. People from the future will know, because they'll know by the end of the season, like a week's time or whatever. So, well, a couple of weeks time, whatever the hell, whatever. So yeah. So anyway, this game against Deportivo, we of course kicked off as the home side. And in the 10th minute of the match, Griezmann has a crazy shot, and then from the resulting corner kick, it doesn't come to anything. And in the 22nd minute of the match, like I've said several times before, you always suffer from a Champions League hangover, and it's nothing different here, as Patrick Bamford, who is the Chelsea player who's on loan at Middlesbrough, for some reason is playing for Deportivo, ends up scoring to give them the 1-0 lead going into half-time. And at half-time, as you see at the stats, we had 4 shots, 2 on target. It's sort of not dominating, but we're doing pretty decent. But it doesn't really come to anything, as In the 56th minute of the match, Fernando Torres on the ball for some reason. Again, Fernando Torres was playing, runs past one player, doesn't really get an opportunity, gets a strike away, and the keeper makes basically two amazing saves in quick succession. In the last 10 minutes of the match, Griezmann on the ball doesn't really come to anything. Max Meyer has a shot. It's a good save from the keeper again. It goes up for a throw-in, and from the resulting throw-in, Schneiderlin picks up the ball on the edge of the box, runs up from the edge of the box, gets a strike away himself, and he pops in the back of the net, basically scoring all those important goals for us from midfield. Schneiderlin has just been amazing. But in the 88th minute of the match, Churchy, again another one of those standout performers for our team, runs in, cuts in from the right hand side onto his left foot and finesses it into the back of the net to give us a 2-1 lead against Deportivo La Coruña, and that was the final score. So we end up winning the game 2-1 against them. As you see there, we sort of deserved it by the end result, with 11 shots, 8 on target, as you would expect. As you see from match day 28 in the league, Barcelona and Real Madrid still won, and we're still 8 points behind Barcelona. So I doubt we're gonna come close to winning the title, to be honest. We're 10 games away from the end of the season, and that's what, 30 points. We don't have to face them, but we have to face Real Madrid. And if we lose any other game along the way, we're most likely not going to get an 8-point deficit depleted. So maybe the league is out of our reach. But again, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the champion. Well, to be fair, if Atletico Madrid, I always want to win the Champions League, but I think I might change that into the league. So maybe I'll stay at Atletico till I win the league, because that makes more sense than winning the Champions League, because I've already won the Champions League with Southampton, and well, they came close to winning it last year. But well, now I say last year, it could be the 2015 season. So the 2015 one against between Juve and Barca. So I mean 2014. They came close to winning it in 2014. So it was interesting to see. We don't know. So with that logic, we go into this. Well, with that logic, there's no logic behind that. But with that being said, we go into the second leg against Pablo Weistin, knowing that if we basically win the game, we're going to end up winning the my God, what the hell am I saying? The tie. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we go up against Pablo Weistin. I didn't actually play Fernando Torres in this match. I didn't play Churchy either. I did play Churchy. I didn't play Griezmann. I played Bruma at left wing forward, with Churchy on the right wing forward, and playing Zizniak up front, with a very, very strong midfield. And of like Javi Martinez was playing where Schneiderlin usually plays, and Arda Turan was playing in a centre midfield slot. So it was always good to see. Pablo Weistin this time had no players with real faces, as they didn't, for whatever reason, decided not to play Matthijsen, and basically that was maybe a bad mistake on their end, because he's one of their better defenders, and that doesn't really bode well for them. So with that being said, the game kicked off. Of course, we're at the Vicente Calderon, well, the Konami Stadium, the Vicente Calderon in parenthesis, and in parenthesis, is that right? I'm sure that's correct. So in the 17th minute of the match, we get a shot away with Zizniak. Keeper makes a pretty decent save, and in the 18th minute of the match, basically from that, Javi Martinez goes flying in with tackles to try and get the ball back. Doesn't come to anything, but in the 36th minute of the match, Bruma picks up the ball at the halfway line, continues to run for ages, gets a shot away. It's a pretty decent shot, comes out to Zizniak. Zizniak gets a shot away, and it goes out for a corner kick. And then from the resulting corner kick, which is hit in, Javi Martinez heads it down to Arda Turan, who turns and hits it off the post, which is unfortunate for me, and we don't take the lead going into the half time. So at half time, it was 0-0 between the sides. I sort of knew, of course, with the away goal, though, that we were sort of 1-0 up, sort of, with that sort of logic behind it. And in the 68th minute of the match, Bruma down this left-hand side just runs past about 5 players, gets a strike away, and he scores the goal to make it 1-0 to us. And it's just an absolutely amazing goal from Bruma. He's just so goddamn good. But in the 90th minute of the match, Churchy on the ball. Basically, I probably should have played for Bruma, but just decided he just goes with his very short back lift and just pings into the back of the net to make it 2-0 to us in the last minutes of the match, to more or less cement us into the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which is quite impressive. Not the best, but pretty impressive. So with that being said, I do actually show you who we actually end up getting matched against in the quarterfinals, but we did sort of dominate. Jimenez got man of match with 7.0 rating, and I just noticed Arsenal are still in the Champions League when they actually shouldn't be, considering that they got knocked out at the group stage. So I don't know what the hell was going on there. The game is completely glitched out. Southampton got knocked out by PSV, and we've got matched against Fiorentina in the quarterfinals. God, great. So if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.